Hey guys, and welcome to Redeemer Youth. We also want to extend a special welcome to you 4th graders. We are so glad you're here. You guys are now a part of our middle school ministry.
4th graders, what's up? Also, shout out to our 8th graders. You are now moving up to our high school ministry. We're super excited to have you guys here all summer long as we have things special for middle schoolers. 4th graders, we want you there. And as we have special things for high schoolers, 8th graders, we know that you're going to be there. So we're so excited that you guys are here with us tonight. And tonight is a special night because it's not just a typical Redeemer Youth. Tonight is senior night. Tonight we're going to celebrate our graduating seniors, and they've actually put something together for us at the end of the night, so make sure that you stick around to catch that.
Also, if you haven't already, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Snapchat. You should find the handles on the screen below, popping up right now. Make sure to follow us where you'll find updates and fun games that we have planned for you guys.
So, let's just hop right in. Let's get a little started with worship.
With wonder, ever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, the moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. Beside me, in your love I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you create, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. But this is living now. Your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. The sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. This is living now. This is living now. You take me high. Your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more.
I used to think I could make a difference. I mean, I've pretty much always been a positive and upbeat kind of person. And when I gave my life to Jesus, when I became a Jesus follower, it was like all of that positivity, all of that like upbeat in me became this drive to give people hope. I mean, I remember that I would stay up for hours building up and just being with friends who were in the midst of depression. I would give hours of my week serving right here at church and mentoring kids. I'd give people rides who didn't have cars. I'd pray with friends who didn't even believe in God because they just had nowhere else to turn. I mean, I'd stand up to bullies for kids who were taught to believe that they were weak. You see, I spent so much of my life thinking that I could make a difference. And yet after every season of trying to give people hope, I'd see those same people walk right back into hurt. Walk right back into being hopeless. I'd see those very same people walk right back into the dark. I mean, it was like the universe was telling me that nothing I did mattered. And have you ever felt that way? You ever been in that place where no matter how much good you do in the world, it feels like it never really makes any kind of difference? I mean, I think Jesus would probably understand this because, think about all the good that Jesus did in the world, right? Jesus, he healed the sick. He fed the hungry. He gave hope to the hopeless. He inspired people. He loved people. I mean, he raised people from the dead. And yet, what did he get for all of it? They killed him. I mean, he was crucified. You see, I think what's so hard for so many of us is that's where we let our story end. That's where we let Jesus' story end. Right? That we love God and we serve people and we do this with all of our heart and yet when the world gets dark around us, we lose our drive. We lose our drive to keep serving. We lose our drive to keep loving, to keep making a difference. And I'm here today to tell you, Redeemer Youth, that the future is bright. You see, there's a group of people in the Bible called the Philippians. And this group of people, they had just recently become Jesus followers. That they just recently started following Jesus. And they were serving people. They were loving others around them. They were doing so much good in their community and making what seemed to be such a big difference. And yet, all of a sudden, they're faced with this hardship. All of a sudden, they're faced with this criticism, with these people ridiculing them and making fun of them. And they kind of had this moment of stopping and pausing and looking around going, maybe we aren't making any difference at all. Maybe nothing that we're doing here really actually matters. And you see, it's in this moment that a man named Paul, inspired by God, writes this letter to the Philippians. In Philippians chapter 2. In the midst of this people thinking that nothing that they're doing is making a difference, this is what they're encouraged with. It says, work hard. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. So do everything without complaining and arguing, so that no one can criticize you. It says to live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights. Shining like bright lights in a world full of crooked and perverse people. Did you catch that? In the midst of thinking that nothing they're doing matters, what are they encouraged to do? To work hard. Not to work hard just for the sake of working hard, but to work hard because God was working in them. And I believe the same message that these Philippians were given is the same message that you and I need to hear today. The message to work hard because God is working in you. You see, I think for some of you, what you need to hear is that God is trying to use you. He's trying to work in you and work through you to minister to other people. But you've stopped working hard. And maybe the call for you today is to get up and work hard by helping your family with yard work. Helping your parents or your aunt or your uncle, your grandparents with some basic stuff around the yard. Or maybe for you the call that God is placing on you is to work hard at school. That this is the time of year, this is the season where it's so easy to just coast to the end. To kind of just give up and to stop caring. And maybe the call that God is placing on you is to start working hard again at school. Or maybe for you, that what God wants to work in you is the reality of getting up and serving your neighbor, even though it's hard. Especially now, right, where if you're going to serve someone, you got to social distance, and you got to wear a mask, and you got to have so many precautions. It's so much easier to just sit back and do nothing. It's so much easier to not care and to just hope that the world gets better, but that's not our call. The call is to work hard because God wants to work in you. It says that God is giving you power, right? Not giving you power to complain about how hard life is now, right now. Or giving you power to just argue about who made the better TikTok, right? No, God is giving you power to live as children of God. And because of that power, we're called to work hard and to shine like bright lights in a dark, dark world. You see that God is calling you to be a beacon of hope. God is calling you to shine with a Jesus-looking love, no matter how difficult life might be in the moment. Because even though life is hard, even though working might be hard, even though it might require sacrifice, even though it might cost you something, you have no idea what God might be up to in a person's life. A few days ago, a friend of mine was at the store, and he started talking to the worker, and somehow he just brought up Redeemer. And the worker stopped and said, "Oh, Redeemer, is Brian Montague still there?" Well, it turns out this friend of mine was talking not just to any old worker, but was talking to an old student of mine who I had in a small group over 10 years ago. And in the midst of this conversation, this old student of mine went on to tell my friend about how God used me to make a lasting difference in his life. You see, I used to think that I could make a difference. Now I know I can. And I know that you can too. You see, you are the light of the world. So shine like bright lights and see how Jesus uses you to make a difference. The future is bright. And tonight is senior night. And you and I get the opportunity to hear from our graduating seniors and how they are going to be making the future bright.
So my plans for next year are I'm going to be attending St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. I'm going to be studying pre-engineering, and I'm also going to be playing football
Hi,
there.
it's Rasa. So this fall, I plan on taking a gap year, and in that gap year, I would like to go to Bonsehof, Germany, which is a Bible school for 6 months. And in that time, I would love to grow deeper with my faith and to meet new people, and just to see the sights there and see family. And I also hope to figure out my career while I'm there.
So my plan after high school is that I'm going to start at North Hennepin Community College in the fall, and I'm going to be going for my criminal justice degree. I'm going to be doing 2 years there, and then going to another college, I think Metropolitan State here in Minnesota. I think that's the one. I can't remember if that's the one exactly. But then I'm going to finish my degree there, and then after that I'm going to be going into corrections, which is working in the prisons. And obviously, like, that could change, but I'm gonna end up somewhere in law enforcement is my...
Hey, it's Sarah. This fall, I will be attending Bethel University, where I plan on majoring in biology while also taking in pre-med courses. I'm super excited to be going to a faith-based college where I hope to grow in all aspects of both my faith and my life. Although I'm not 100% sure what career I will pursue, I'm definitely leaning towards something in the medical or surgical field specifically, or something in forensics. Also, I just wanted to put it out there that me and Jada will be rooming together at Bethel.
My plan after high school is to attend the University of St. Thomas and major in civil engineering and have a minor in music.
Hi, I'm Lily, and after high school, my plan is to go to the U of M Rochester to study in health sciences. And then after that, hopefully I will be going to med school somewhere to become a physician for children.
My plans after high school are to attend University of Wisconsin River Falls and major in elementary education with a minor in special ed.
My plans after high school is to go into construction.
After high school, I'm planning on being a pilot and flying commercial airplanes.
Hey guys, so some plans for after high school. I'm going to be attending Bethel University. I'm going to be rooming with Sarah. I love you. I'm going to be a part of their music program. I'm not necessarily sure what I'm going to be majoring in yet, but you know, baby steps, baby steps. Some other plans, I plan to go on a Ignite DTS through YWAM in January of 2021. It's a 6-month thing, so I'm going to be spending 3 months in Harpenden, UK, and then another 3 months in outreach stage doing mission work in another country. So I'm super excited.
After high school, I'll be attending Bethel University for a major in business.
Hello, my plans after high school is that I will attend North Hennepin Community College in the summer and take several classes, and then after that, this fall, I will attend Winona State University to further my education in nursing.
Some advice to the juniors. Okay, I am going to tell you guys to give everything to God. There is nothing you can say or do to make him not want you, so bring all your mistakes to him. He will never be dishonest with you, so you can always trust him. There's so much that you can bring to God, and from my experiences, it feels so good just to release what is ever on my mind to him. And then one last thing I wanted to say is that throughout my high school career, and especially this past year, I really struggled with what the meaning of love is, and I didn't know what it was at times. But people at Redeemer have really opened my mind to what it is, and I've also come to the understanding and realization that the only love that we need is God's, and we know that it will always be there. So remember that.
My message to the juniors is to just stay trusting in God and just treat every moment like it's your last, because you never know when it is.
Some advice I'd give to the juniors is just take every moment, don't take it for granted, because these people that you're around right now are going to be your friends for a lifetime. The people that you meet here, some of these close friends that you're gonna have forever. And speaking from experience, now that we're in quarantine, it really is challenging. It really is sad not getting to say goodbye to them and not getting to see any of them anymore. And so just don't take it for granted. Anything that your senior class is doing together, use that time to have those lasting memories with those people, because you're really gonna miss it once it's all over.
One advice to the juniors would be to not live your life caring about what other people think. If you want to go somewhere or do something, do it, because who knows when it'll be your last chance to do it.
One piece of advice I would give for the juniors is to not take for granted the moments that you have together, because it goes by fast.
Some advice I'd have for the juniors, the new seniors, would have to be, just live in love, kill people with kindness, just do your best to do you. Do what makes you happy. That's who you're living for, is yourself. And Jesus has got you. He's gonna push you, he's gonna challenge you, and you've just gotta keep pushing. You're not alone, and you guys have got this.
One piece of advice I would give to the junior class is to value the relationships that you guys have with each other in your small groups, and as co-ed small groups, just the whole class. Value the relationships that you guys have, because with me personally, with my guys in my small group and the girls, it's just they're some of the greatest friends I've ever had, and I wouldn't trade any of that for anything. The amount of friendships and the close friends that have gone from going to AWOL and going all the camps and everything, it's absolutely amazing. And just value those relationships and hold on to them, because they could end up being some of the most important relationships you've ever had, because they definitely have been.
My advice to you juniors is to not take this time for granted, or just the next school year in general. We lost so much as seniors, and as you guys become seniors, just appreciate all the little things and Don't take time for granted. Hang out with your friends, hang out with your family, and do all those things, and have that senior experience. Even though you guys might or may not have that, try. So yeah, that's my advice to you.
My advice for you is to walk with the wise. Walk with your friends you're closest with, and help them build you up in Christ.
My favorite memory of being in Kaylee's small group is just us at camp when we were playing with the putty and the Play-Doh and coloring on the coloring books while we were doing small group. It just was such a nice time to just all be in a small group together when we just, like, we all hadn't done that necessarily before, and so it was just super fun being able to just be with Kaylee and with the other girls in the small group, playing with Play-Doh and putty and coloring and getting our little scrunchies. It was so much fun.
So probably my favorite memory with Nathan was always all of the canoe trips that we did up at summer camp. For our one-on-one every single summer camp, we would go out on one of the canoes and we would just talk, just sitting out on the lake, always talking about whether it just be just stuff that's going on or just having a casual conversation. It was always so much fun and always a highlight of summer camp and always something I always look forward to. And the other one is obviously all the pun battles. Beat you every single year, Nathan. Not gonna change anything. So my favorite memory with Kyle, it's a little thing, but he had this thing with encouragement notes where at the beginning of them, it would always just be like some sort of like little like petty little insult. Like at the beginning, it's like one of them is like, "You're so stupid, but I love you." Then there's one that is still probably my favorite thing he's ever written in any encouragement note, even though like all the advice was like super sweet, encouraging, and everything. It's just you overthinking tool, and just like imagining that in like one of Kyle's like more just like joking, serious tones and everything just always made me laugh. And even like going back and rereading them, it still makes me laugh. And like all the advice has been super sweet and super encouraging, and I couldn't ask for a great leader. And like with both Kyle and Nathan, I couldn't ask for a greater leader, and they've been so amazing and so helpful to me in my whole life.
Personally, my best memory with Kaylee and Kyle would have to be when they truly helped me. I was at a very low point in my life, and they scooped me up like their baby. Well, not physically, but like they took me and they helped me change my mindset to see God's love and to just see myself as who I am. And I finally know my worth, and I finally remind myself all the time of who Jesus is and how he views me. And I can't explain how much that has helped me and how much I have been thriving just because of that one action that they chose to do with their student. And that is my absolute best memory.
My favorite memory of us was camp. You know, there's so many memories, but the most memorable was we were just sitting around hearing God's voice and sharing those, and it was just so impactful at summer camp. We heard so many fantastic things from God, and it was led by you two.
My favorite memory with Kaylee, we were watching goat videos. I don't know why this was, but we were dying of laughter. Like, it was so funny, because Kaylee loves it. So yeah, that's my favorite memory.
My favorite memory with Kyle is when we randomly drove up to his work and he just showed me a little tour of it. It was a really fun time. And my favorite memory with Nathan is the countless amounts of board games that we used to play at camp every once in a while.
I'd say by far my favorite memories with Kyle and Nathan are just camp and small group in general at camp. It's just, this small group is just so great. Like, we have such productive small groups, and at camp we just feel the energy so much more, and we make the most out of every small group we have, and just camp in general with them is just the best.
Hey guys, just wanted to say hi. I know these aren't the ideal circumstances for your senior AWOL, but that doesn't mean you can't do it, so we got a little shout out for you guys.
We have really enjoyed being your leaders for however many years we've been leading together. You are an amazing group of people. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow from these little tiny kids to these men and women of faith.
And we are just so proud of you and everything you guys have accomplished with the colleges you're going to, with the jobs you've already had, the military that you guys are going into. You guys are just such incredible humans, and we are so honored to have gotten to lead you and just to see the leaders that you all have become.
Yes, I agree. And what a better way to remember those moments by thinking of some stories. Hey, remember that time when we were all at Kaylee's house and I got my butt beat by oranges, bananas, 2 liters of Coke, and all of you just watched it happen? I remember that.
Do you guys remember the time where some of the senior boys had to leave summer camp early because of baseball, and then the whole camp shouted in the kitchen, "You can't ride in my Range Rover"? I remember that.
Remember that one time I brought Lip Plumper to the girls' dorm and we all tried it as a group and we all screamed our heads off? I remember that.
Hey boys, remember when you guys wanted to do a 9/11 skit for anything? Because I remember that.
You remember when you got confirmed and all the work you put into that? I remember that.
Remember that one time the senior boys always sat at that front table in the dining room, but then the girls were like, nope, we're gonna take it, and then there was this mad riot? I remember that.
Hey, remember all those Super Bowl parties we had, and then you guys invited your friends, and then someone actually came to accept Jesus because of those Super Bowl parties? I remember that.
You guys remember the time that you actually finally chopped down the tree? I remember that.
Remember that one time I gave all of you girls face masks, and then I caught you in the girls' kitchen putting them on cast lights out? I remember that.
Guys, you are such an amazing class. It's been an honor to lead you guys. It's been a blessing to lead you guys. And I am so excited to see where you guys are going to go from here. It's going to be wonderful to see what kind of impact you're going to make in God's kingdom.
And we hope that AWOL is more than a place for just really good memories, but we hope that AWOL can be the place that built a foundation for your future, a foundation for your faith, a foundation for friendships. And we want you to know that while we won't be your small group leaders anymore, we will always be there to mentor you, to take care of you, to just talk and hang out, because we're going to miss you guys just as much as you're going to miss us.
And with that, we want to do something with you guys for the very last time.
This week, we take a step to signify your continuous walk with Jesus Christ. 3, 2, 1, step.
We love you!
Oh, okay, it's upside down.
Classic, we love you!
We love you guys.
Don't forget to still send us your grad party invites, because I still want free food, so.
I don't care if it's tomorrow or August, I'll be there.
Zoom, I'll be there.
Love you guys. Bye.